What is up, YouTube? It's Josh. This is the Den of Nerds. I'm joined with Justin. We're talking Dragon Ball Super. Justin, what's going on?
What's going on right now is that we are going to talk about some of our predictions for Dragon Ball Super Episode 80. Herms98 over at Twitter went and got the translations up for the Episode 80 preview, so thank you as always to Herms.
Absolutely.
Dude does some awesome work.
For sure.
And we got here, airing February 26th, Dragon Ball Super Episode 80, Awaken Your Dormant Fighting Spirit, Son Gohan's Battle. So he's coming back. We're finally getting it.
The Dormant
Gohan
Fighting
is on
Spirit. Oh my god, it just sounds so dope. Yep. So we should say right away, spoilers. I mean, you know, Justin, you kind of said that, but let's be clear. Let's be clear for these people. This has spoilers in it for probably a little bit of 79 and episode 80. So if you want no spoilers, this is your chance to leave. And so the focus is on what is going to happen to Gohan in episode 80. So what exactly, you want to give us the translation, Justin? What is exactly going on?
All right, it's gonna be a little bit long, but here we go. Gohan is blinded. His battle against the venomous Lavenda begins. Universe 7 is pumped after something.
Yep.
Moving on to the second round, Gohan is up against the Universe 9 warrior Lavenda. Blinded by Lavenda's poison, Gohan cannot read Lavenda's ki and seems to be in for a tough fight. Round 2 of the omnipresent match. The second oldest brother in the dangerous trio, he's also known as the Venomous Lavenda. Gohan heads into battle as the contestant for Universe 7. After getting into a tight spot, what is his counterattack? Goku's feelings this week. Unperturbed by his son's pinch, Gohan throws himself into battle for the first time in a long while. Goku observes his son's battle. Goku declares that Gohan's pinch is instead an opportunity.
Boom shakalaka. Okay, so we've got a lot of interesting things going on there. Let's talk about blinded by Lavenda's poison. He cannot sense his ki. So what do you think that means? I have my opinions on it. What are your opinions? What do you think that means?
I mean, if Gohan can't sense his ki, he can't gauge his strength. In true Dragon Ball fashion, we all know that he's not just going to go into his ultimate form the second the fight starts. I think this is going to give Lavenda the upper hand to, beat him up a little bit, sort of wear him down, and, hopefully hurt him enough to the point where he can't actually awaken his true potential in the fight.
Right. So my thing is, I think what is going to happen is he's quite literally going to blind him. So Gohan will not be able to see him at all. And I think the not being able to sense the ki has to do with, so if you're blinded, but you can still sense someone's movements with ki, you could still technically fight. It's almost like a Daredevil situation, right? You can you can fight without seeing, you could see without seeing. So I think that Lavenda's going to blind him, and I think that Gohan is so out of practice, so out of touch with the dormant power that's inside of him, that he can't even sense this dude's ki.
I mean, can we really be surprised, though, after his incredibly poor performance against Frieza?
No, I mean, and I was going to bring that up, too, just because, I mean, you think about it, that situation's really bad, too. I'll say this, however, I find it interesting, let's say that the dormant power does come out, which, I think it's going to. Let's say the dormant power comes out. Why didn't it come out against Frieza? I mean, were the stakes not just as high? Or what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think if anything, it didn't come out against Frieza just because Gohan himself was just so terribly out of practice. I mean, if we want to just explain it away instead of just being like Toriyama didn't want him to do that at that moment in time.
Sure.
But I think in universe we can explain that he was just so terribly out of practice that there was no possible way for that to happen. But he's been training with Piccolo, and he, at least from what we've seen in both previews and at the end of the Future Trunks arc, was that he has re-achieved his ultimate form. Because he couldn't even go Ultimate Gohan when he was fighting Frieza.
Yeah, he had to go Super Saiyan.
He couldn't even reach... Yeah, he couldn't even reach Super Saiyan 2. He couldn't reach Super Saiyan 2 until Pan was in danger, and then he finally, was able to unlock that whole power again.
Right. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. So Goku thinks that it's a good opportunity. There's nothing better than having your back against the wall to really break through a level here. We've talked about this a little bit before. That the stakes of the tournament, the fact that things, the whole universe is at stake, right? That is literally why Gohan is in this fight. This is why he said yes. You know what I mean? So he's aware of that. I think that's kind of cool. Do we think it's gonna happen? If it happens, is he going to go mystic? Like, that's the thing. Like, the title says what? The title says your dormant fighting spirit, Son Gohan's battle. Yes. So is it gonna happen? Are we getting the awakened Gohan? Are we getting Mystic Gohan back?
Oh, Mystic Gohan's definitely coming back. I thought that was apparent enough in the previews. Like, even in the first bit of promotional art, it looks like Gohan's already in his mystic form.
It does look that way. It certainly looks that way. I mean, I'm always like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if that's really the case. It could just be him looking like a badass. But to be fair, we didn't see any Super Saiyan or anything like that. So if he comes back as Mystic, where do we put him power scale wise? How strong is this mofo going to be?
I mean, if he is awakening his dormant fighting spirit and achieving, let's call it Ultimate Gohan 2, I mean, based on the Super Saiyan Rage form that we saw Trunks achieve in the Goku Black arc, I would honestly put Gohan on par with Super Saiyan God.
Wow. Holy crap. Oh my god, stop the presses. That would be insane to see Mystic Gohan be at that level. Now, where do we think Super Saiyan 3, because Mystic 1, let's call it Mystic 1, was on par with Super Saiyan 3, right?
Mystic 1, it was either on par with Super Saiyan 3 or it absolutely surpassed Super Saiyan 3.
Right, because he was hanging with Boo after he absorbed Piccolo, right?
Yes, he was hanging with Boo after he absorbed Piccolo, but after Boo absorbed Gotenks, things got a little dicey for him.
Yeah. So we think that he's at least at the level of Super Saiyan 3, perhaps greater than it. Here's the thing, though. For the Rage form, Trunks trained with Vegeta, and we just have to assume there's God Ki involved with the Rage form. I mean, there's the blue aura. There's got to be God Ki, at least on some level. He's tapped into God Ki. Gohan has had no training with anyone who has any kind of knowledge about God Ki. So, unless that original theory that during the ritual they all tapped into it, unless that theory proves to be correct, I do not see a way that Gohan can tap into God Ki.
I mean, you're right there. I feel like, who knows, maybe we will see Gohan achieve Super Saiyan Blue and finally get that age-old answer to, how could Vegeta have achieved Super Saiyan Blue without ever going Super Saiyan God? Maybe we'll see a Super Saiyan God Gohan. Maybe Toriyama has just gone completely and utterly insane, and we will see Super Saiyan 4 Gohan.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't think that shit's gonna happen. You need a tail, dog. You don't got no tail. But
he'll just grow it back immediately. That's how it works,
cool.
Right?
That'd be cool. Actually, it's funny you say that. One of the guys that really likes the Den of Nerds hit me up on Twitter. His name's actually Justin as well. He hit me up on Twitter and he was talking about how he wants there to be a god of destruction from a different universe that's a Saiyan with a tail. And it could be one of the reasons that, Beerus was having those Super Saiyan dreams and all that kind of crap. You know what I mean? It was a cool thought. I was like, oh man, that'd be so cool. Get them tails back. Well, I guess just to get back into the Gohan thing, though. Here's what I think is going to happen. I'll just give my prediction and then... you can give your prediction and we'll sign off. But I think that he's going to have the power be awakened and he's going to be able to at least fight, but he's still going to get beat. And I think what's going to happen is it's like the beginning of it. Because here's the situation. He's going to be blind and unable to sense the ki, and he's going to be getting walloped. And he's going to, dig deep. He's going to understand what's going on. He's going to feel that dormant power again. It's going to come out, and he might get the upper hand for a short period of time. But then I think that this guy is going to beat him. I think he's going to beat him. Now, it could be a cheap thing with like the poison, but I think he's going to beat him. And then I think what's going to happen is between the end of this preliminary tournament and the actual tournament, he will train, now being able to tap back into that power, and he will get really strong. So all this stuff we see with Mystic Gohan in the previews and stuff like that, I think that's for the actual tournament. I do not think it's going to go down that way exactly in the preliminary match. What are your thoughts?
I really don't want to see Gohan get beat around again. I've suffered enough. Can you just let me have this, Toriyama? No, I really do think your theory is sound. I think we're going to be seeing Gohan getting knocked around initially in this fight, especially in the event if Majin Buu ends up beating Lavenda in the Basal in the first round.
Right.
Because then we'll get, that classic, oh no, one win, one loss. Goku versus Bergamo is going to be the tiebreaker.
Yep, it's the rubber match. I think that that's also something, we're trying not to talk spoilers from 79, but I think that kind of enters my mind too, is like, I think that you need a lot of stakes in that last match. So, depending on what happens in the first match, I think that it'll go the other way. So whatever way happens in the first one, I think it'll go the other way. And yeah, I just think that's what's going to happen. Now here's what's crazy though. What if this whole frickin' preliminary match was simply to get Gohan to push through? Because think about this, so he's been training with Piccolo a little bit. He could go train with Goku and stuff, but nothing is going to compare. I mean, when he was a kid, he tapped into that power because he had to. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
He tapped into that power because he had to. They chose him to go train with Elder Kai because he had the most potential inside him. And I love that aspect of the mythos and how Vegeta was like, this is the most powerful fighter in the universe, and look at him now. You know what I mean? And I love, I love that whole aspect to the mythos. So it's cool that maybe we're getting this fight, and maybe we're getting this fight so that he does break through, and then he can go back and train and get that boss level business, because I want to see him be really, really powerful too. And this could be a way for that to happen. What do you think about it?
As long as I get Gohan destroying some dudes by the very end of this arc, Toriyama can do whatever he wants to get me there. But that has to be the end game. If he ends up shafting Gohan again after all of this buildup, I will never forgive him.
Yeah, that would be pretty devastating. All right, well, I think that's all we got for now, guys. Just talking a little bit about 80. We'll still recap 70 and go over the preview for 80 legitimately, but we wanted to address this out there. I thought it'd be cool, especially because Justin is such a Gohan fanboy, and fairly so. And it just seems like, man, they're throwing some more shade at Gohan, but maybe for the best, right? So like you said, if the end game is him being a badass, I think everybody's gonna be happy. So that would be cool.
Oh yeah, very.
All right, guys. Well, like this video if you thought it was cool. Spread the video out if you thought this was good stuff. We love Dragon Ball. We love covering Dragon Ball, bringing this kind of information to you guys. So like the video, it really helps us out. And subscribe to the channel if you have not yet, because we do this stuff and we always cover everything that's going on in the nerdy world of news out there and try to bring it to you guys. Okay? So like I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and nerdy day. See ya!
Catch you later, and Toriyama, don't you dare ruin Gohan again.